PVD, you brought up the fact that Trump had some favorable words to say about Putin. I believe that was 2 days ago. This was prior to the attack. I would hope that maybe his tune has changed since the attack. You brought up the fact that maybe Biden and Trump do a joint press conference, or I know you've been obviously working on getting Obama and Trump to do some sort of sit down together. Obviously, you're thinking positive of what would be best for America. If you can put yourself into Trump's shoes right now, what do you think Trump should do to help unify America over this situation in Russia? Because obviously he has not said anything bad about Putin publicly, possibly ever. Is this a time for him to speak out? What would you do if you were Trump right about now?
Well, you have to realize he doesn't believe in the current head coach. He doesn't believe in the current commander-in-chief. He has zero respect for the guy.
But he believes in America.
And I'm not, you heard what I just said I think they need to do. I just gave you my proposal on what they need to do. It would be great for America to show strength of us doing that, but we're not there right now. I mean, I already talked about what Trump would do if it was him, but Trump may also look at this opportunity to say, many of the American people may sit there and say, look, I didn't like you, Trump, and I still don't like you, but I prefer you as a president over Biden. If you think how Trump thinks, Trump still walks around in Mar-a-Lago and everywhere he goes as if he's the current president. You have to think how he thinks. Mm-hmm. He still thinks he's the president. He keeps saying, "Your president." What does that mean? His emails end with "Your president, your president." He in his mind, there's a 90% chance he's going to be the president in 2 years, 3 years. And he's going to let this thing to get so ugly in America for him to come and say, "You miss me yet?" And then that's how his legacy is going to end in his early 80s. And then he's going to go and do whatever he wants to do for the rest of his life. And history will say they impeached him twice, but he came back and he saved America from Cold War. That's kind of how he sees himself. So he doesn't see himself as a person that's going to call Biden and say, "Let me give you some feedback." He doesn't see himself.
But do you think he should call out Putin at this point?
Look, okay, so go back to Brexit. Do you remember Brexit?
Of course.
You guys remember Brexit? A lot of people weren't for Brexit. Do you remember how big of a topic it was? But Trump was okay with Brexit. He was kind of okay with it. Do you guys remember what position he had for it? He was okay with Brexit. A lot of people in EU weren't okay for Brexit. A lot of different people weren't okay for Brexit. What do you mean we let them out? And he would say, well, all these other countries that are in there, they're not paying their fair share. Why are they in it? Why they're not paying their fair share? So there was an element of admiration he had for Putin to not rely on NATO and stand on his own, because it's kind of like, I don't need you. I can do it on my own, because that's kind of what he did. I don't need my dad. I can stand on my own. I can go out there and make it in Manhattan, and I'm going to make it. My dad made it in Jersey, but I'm going to make it in Manhattan. So he admires people like that who don't want to get into the help of all these other people. And, he admires that. He admires men like that. He doesn't see Putin as, a country that he's sitting there saying, at least I don't think, Trump is America first, 1,000,000%. But he probably looks at Putin as a strategist, saying he's exploiting Biden right now after seeing how Taliban exploited Biden with Afghanistan and how China's trying to exploit Biden with Taiwan. Putin's trying to exploit Biden with Ukraine. If he can get it, why not? Putin's probably sitting there saying, wait a minute, the Taliban got Afghanistan. Why can't I get Ukraine? This is my time. You don't think those types of conversations took place? I think a big part of how Biden handled Afghanistan is what led to Putin attacking and wanting to get Ukraine back. I may be wrong, but that's what I believe.